Hi, I'm Sezer B, and this is my digital portfolio for the internship unit. Before I jump right ahead, I'd like to mention how hard it was to actually find an internship, particularly in the city, because as advertising students, that's what we like to go for. But, unfortunately I couldn't find one in the city, but as luck would have it, I ended up finding an opportunity in a local area. The business is called Nature's Fruit for Less, and it's located in Kellerville Village. It's a small business. But what I learned by the end of my internship, one of the major things I learned was it doesn't really matter where you start, as long as you actually start somewhere and you progressively build foundations, and one of the important things was the most, interesting things that what I learned was it's such a head-on approach. I'm working directly with the owner, the owner and manager, and he was so direct with me with what he wanted. I sat with him and he expressed his desires to advertise critically on Facebook. And as I walked around his store and around the shopping centre, what I learned was his neighbour business is Coles. And a couple of steps down there is Woolworths. So he's not competing with one business, competing with two major chains, of Australia. And he was actually doing something different compared to Woolworths and Coles. He was actually doing freshly squeezed orange juice as a separate product. And I gave him the idea of actually advertising that on Facebook. And he was ecstatic. He loved the idea. And so what I did was I took a couple of pictures. He didn't like it, if I have to be honest. But he ended up telling me how... I did a walk around with him and he told me how the importance of colour coordination. And he was so right. So, I ended up doing a couple more interesting shots based on his suggestions, and he loved it. So I ended up putting it on Facebook, did a couple hashtags, and he loved that. He loved it. And it was one of the objectives already ticked off. And one of the other things I did was I learned Coles and Woolworths to advertise large spectrum, but not locally. So I gave him another idea of advertising locally, such as letterbox drops. And again, he loved that idea. And, considering it's a family business, he got his 15-year-old kid to, do the walk around, drop the pamphlets off, particularly in Wrights Road and Green Road, the most populated streets in Kellerville. And I designed a couple, samples. He didn't really like it, but first two. But he actually ended up loving the third one, based on his suggestions again, and he loved it. But by the end of my internship, what I learned was, I worked directly with him, and I ended up becoming close friends with him. He told me, I learned so much from him, his desires, his expectations. And by the end of the internship, he told me, he asked me actually if he ever needed anything, to advertise, on Facebook or something, that he would contact me, and I was, I'm more than happy to do it. And again, it was an honor to work with Maverick. Everything that I've learned, I can apply to my future progression in life and my career, and it was such a great introduction to start my career. And thank you for watching my video, and I'm also going to show a couple of sample pictures of Facebook and the letterbox drop sample. Thanks.